Hi, Matt. I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A real pleasure to be speaking to you today. How are you? All right?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good.
Maybe you could just kick off brief introduction, an easy question to start with. What can
Yeah.
people expect when they watch this really wonderful short film, Bad Luck Spot?
I think people should expect to be entertained first and foremost. That was our goal, is to make sure that people are entertained. Beyond that, I think they should expect something that fits really well within the land of luck, the world of luck that we created for the film. But it also really has a nice standalone feel. It's much more of like a cartoony cartoon, something that harkens back to old classic style cartoons, but with very modern sensibilities. Uh, so yeah, I
And
think that's what people can expect.
of course, the film, which was out last year, I think, wildly successful. So, what prompted the idea of kind of making this short? And I guess thinking about St. Patrick's Day coming up imminently, must have seemed like a nice time to kind of put another, spin on this world that people are already familiar with.
Yeah, exactly. I think what really kicked off the idea of it was that we created this wonderful world with luck, and we thought it would be a really fun place to revisit, especially to revisit it with different characters, different scenarios. We all kind of fell in love with these hazmat bunnies, and so we thought it would be really fun to explore. What they have to go through for their job. And so that's really kind of the focus and why we wanted to do this. Yeah.
Mm. And where do we begin when you've got an idea like that? I mean, like you say, kind of focusing in on some of the particular characters, but maybe bringing like a bit of a different feel to it. Like you say, more cartoonish in some respects. Kind of lots of kind of funny, comedic moments. So where do you kind of begin, sort of thinking of the ideas and drawing that up before you even start, kind of with the animation and so on and so forth?
I think the thing that really kicked us off on this was the film itself. The moment when the bunnies take that bad luck spot, and we thought, all right, if that's our jumping off point, what happens from there? What is their process of getting rid of this bad luck speck, and what is this bad luck speck going to do to them? So following uh, that kickoff, it was just kind of like a series of ideas and gags and things that we started kind of formulating and putting into one story. And just kind of, we wanted to approach it like kind of a farce, a romp, something really big, and uh, where things continue to escalate over more and more and more, starting small and getting bigger and bigger until, the finale, which, I don't want to spoil, but it explodes, so yeah.
And of course, animation in and of itself has gone through such an evolution, back from sort of when everything was hand drawn through to, kind of the emergence of, very much digital animation. And then we seem to be going into a place now where lots of people are using kind of a hybrid, maybe sort of taking influence from some of those more old school approaches, but using digital animation as well. So what would you say this kind of animation uses in terms of taking different styles and putting them together?
Yeah, I think coming from a very classical place in terms of animation is always the best place to start in terms of how you're going to tell the stories. It's very much the approach at Skydance, where we want to um, have storytelling central and foremost, and the old ways of finding a story is still some of the best ways of finding a story. And so that's how we did it. We come up with ideas, we iterate, and we do it all hand drawn, all that kind of stuff. And then as it goes, you have this foundation of something very timeless, but then you can add on the new technology and the CG of it all, and everything we can do to make it next level, like leveling it up every single time, making it better and better. So
And thinking of the film and kind of the concepts, the universe that was created there, what do you think it was that really captured people's imaginations? And there's just something so amazing about this idea of the good luck, bad luck. But of course, we can't leave our lives to fate, but realize that there's so much gray area in between. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think, I mean, that you hit on it right there. There's so much gray area in between. Our lives are so full of different opportunities and setbacks, and that's that is luck and bad luck in a way. And so I think it's really fun to explore how those setbacks and how those opportunities affect our life, and that's really what Sam goes through in the film. There's much more time to tell that story in the film, of course. So in the short, it's more about uh, the day to day of these bunnies and how they have to uh, react to the situation that they're given. So yeah.
Mm. Also feels very refreshing for there to be kind of and a very original story and original characters and kind of starting from scratch in a way, just because we have gotten used to things being part of franchises and based on other ideas, and so it must have been exciting kind of to go into this as you can kind of create it as you want as you go. You're not confined by something that's gone before.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that's very fun and appealing about working at Skydance is this idea of creating things from the ground up. Even though we're working with amazing veterans and things, it and titans of this of animation and filmmaking, we're also a bit of a startup in a way. Like it's a new player in the field of animation, and so it's really fun to be able to develop things from the ground up.
And thinking of your own kind of journey that you've gone on from in doing storyboarding and then moving through to directing and working on things like DuckTales and Transformers and things like that. What have been some of the highlights for you, and what might be some of the different aspects of kind of going into the director's chair?
Wow, that's a good question. I think the highlights, my career is full of highlights, honestly. I've had an amazing time, but I think the thing that I always strive for is to create you know, a crew that feels like a family. And that's the thing that I really always look forward to. The short had this very small core group that was really amazing to work with. And I look forward to working with them into the future, and that's been so wonderful. But that's always kind of the highlight of my career is the people I work with, because shows come and go, movies come and go, stories are told, and then you have to tell another story. But the people you surround yourself with are they kind of become the highlights of things. So.
And what do you hope people take away from watching this short? I mean, I guess beyond the obvious, just kind of like enjoying the fun of it, but also kind of thinking, being drawn back into that world again and thinking about the themes and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, honestly, that's what it is. We really hope that people are entertained by this first and foremost. That's our main goal was making sure people laugh and have a really good time watching it. And secondarily, is to revisit this world that we had created for the feature film. Just go back there and enjoy spending time in this world. It's always the goal at Skydance to create worlds that you want to visit and you want to revisit. That the audience can look at and say, "This is an amazing world. I want to see more of it and learn more about it." So this is an opportunity to just have more time there, see how more things work within that world.
Mm. And can you tell us what you might be working on next? Do you foresee more shorts of this nature? Are you working on a completely new project, something completely different?
TBD. Not, we're trying to develop some ideas. If shorts come around, then that'll be an awesome opportunity. Films come around, that's also a great opportunity. So it really is kind of TBD. Can't say much more than that.
And how do you see, as we're saying that, the fact that things have evolved so much already within the animation world? What do you think the sort of things are on the horizon? What's the next frontier, and what are some of the things that excite you about the possibilities of working in this genre of film?
The thing why I got into animation, why I love animation, is the possibilities. It's the universe is open to creation, and as an artist, there's nothing more enticing than creating. That's why you get into it. And so with animation, you can create anything. And even if you look at live action feature films, they're in order to create worlds and things like that, they still have to use animation because animation is is the vehicle for creating worlds that you've never seen before. And so that's really the appeal for me, and to find, continuing to find new technology and ideas in order how to approach those worlds, how to create them, is always exciting to me. Most of my career has been doing 2D, hand drawn animation, a little bit of CG here and there, but getting into this feature realm and working in CG has always been a kind of a hope of mine, because I've been studying it. I'm really drawn towards technology and seeing how we can advance things.
And of course, the fact that it brings audiences together, because I've got a 2 year old now, and I've just realized how amazing animated films are, because I can enjoy them and he can enjoy them at the same time. There's actually not many other types of things you can watch that bring audiences together in that way.
Yeah, honestly, that's the goal. Like it should be something that is not just exclusively for children. It should be something that everyone can watch together and enjoy, because that's how we connect, is through and mutual enjoyment of things. I always say that laughing is this human connection uh, that transcends all kind of nationalities and boundaries. Laughing together is something that really brings us together, and to be able to do that in a film is wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, I'm out of time. But thank you so much for sharing all that with me, and can't wait for everyone else to see this lovely short film. Thanks a lot.
Me too. Thank you.